I said,
never had a boyfriend until I met Matthew here. And in high school, I was always like, okay, God, I know that when I have a boyfriend, things will be awesome. You know, like, I am ready. Bless me. Always. And like, maybe I'll have a date to this homecoming, and then that will be my boyfriend. You know, always praying, okay, if I have a boyfriend this week, you know, I just wanted a boyfriend. I thought that if I had a boyfriend, things would be better. How many people think that? Or a girlfriend, you know, if you're a boy. We think that, be honest. Yeah? See? Okay, that is not true. So, yeah, in high school, I always thought, I want a boyfriend, and things will be better. And God kept saying, no, it's not time for you to have a boyfriend, and you need to give that up. But it was hard to give up. It was a hard thing to give up, and I did all the right things. I went to church. I was a leader in my youth group. I invited my friends to ministry things. I got good grades. You know, I was like, God, I'm telling you, this will complete me if I have a boyfriend. But yet, nothing. And so, I went into college with a boyfriend, and was still with that, like, you know, you give it up to God, and you're like, okay, God, I surrender it to you. But still, deep in, you're like, but really? And then, yeah, for real. And then you get into college, right? And people are talking about their MRS degree and their misses, or bring before spring, you know, all this. I'm like, oh, this is where you meet them. I'm gonna meet someone at Trinity Western University. It's a place. So my first year went by, and that's actually where I met Karis, because I took a class called Marriage and Family. If I take Marriage and Family, I'll know more. I will find a boyfriend. And yet I met Karis. and even better, the reason we met is because we had to do skits, which for our class. In our group, we had to do ones on intertwined or enmeshed.
What is it, Danny?
It's like enmeshed, like inner. Yeah, separated together. I don't know. Anyway, there's 3 different things, and in our group there were 4 girls and 2 boys. So right away, the two people couple off. Like they are gonna show one couple, and they're gonna show another, and then there's me and Karis. We're like, oh great, we're the lesbians. And so we went with it. And we were the separate ones, so we decided we're going to do a skit about being Leslie's. I was Leslie Bean, and she was Emma Dyke. And we did this skit, and we were unashamed. We just did it. And forevermore we've been friends. So anyway, I took Marriage and Family class, and I was like, yes, I know now. I know everything. I got an A in the class because it was an open book final. Wow. Yeah, so it's like the only class I actually got an A in, but that's okay. So then I went into the summer, and I decided I'm going to be a camp counselor. Now also at camp, how many of you guys have ever worked at camp? One.
Or a camp.
Okay, or been to camp. Much more. Okay. In the camping world, people say a lot of people meet their spouses at camp. So I thought, another chance. So, you know, we started camp off, and I just was like discouraged. You know, I had like discouraged about my self-image. Discouraged because I felt like nobody liked me. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. It is not more important than food. Wait. Is not life more important than food, and the body more important than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Who of you, by worrying, can take add a single hour to your life? And I thought, I'm sitting outside, and there's birds flying, and it's beautiful, and God cares about, He allows food for those birds, and how much more valuable am I to Him? And He loves me that much. And I thought, okay, God, for real then, I'm going to surrender because this sucks. And I know that you're going to take care of me. And so that was kind of the slow beginning, and it's still hard, it was still kind of a rough road, and I just started getting into the kids, like hanging out with them, loving them, and all of a sudden something broke open in me, and I became someone that I knew God had wanted me to be. And through that summer is when I met Matt, and right away at this summer we just were like good friends. We would make jokes together. He taught me how to speak in Pig Latin. For a while we were the only ones, and so it was really funny because we could make fun of people. And then they figured it out, and it was kind of sucky.
We were trendsetters.
That's right. We just figured that people want to be like us. But anyway, so I met Matt, and we had so much fun together all the time. Like, we would laugh, and every time I had my 1 hour break for the day during summer camp, I would go up to where he was working and hang out with him. It's like I didn't even take time for myself. I just hung out with Matt, and we had so much fun. And at the end of the summer, I was like, I like this guy. He's the one. How many of you guys have dated someone and be like, he is the one? And then they're not the one? I was afraid that he wouldn't be the one, but we didn't actually start dating because we were told time and time again, don't date a camp, don't date a camp, because all you know is the people in the camp setting. You don't know them elsewhere. You don't know what they're like at home. You know nothing. So I was like, okay, I won't date my camp. In fact, Matt started dating someone else. So I was like, oh, okay, missed that boat. But still, I was like, God has got me taken care of. So I'm going to trust in God and still be Matt's friend because I can be. And it wasn't too long until Matt and this other girl broke up, and we were still friends and hanging out. And that's kind of leading up to where we started dating. So I'm going to let Matt tell you about his story, and then we'll continue on.